Hi guys, if you want to hear a longer version of this podcast where we go through you, the viewer, or the listener's game-changing tips, sign up to our version of Patreon that's even better. It's anotherslice.com/absolute game changer. Absolute game changer!
Hello, Hubs.
Hi.
I have a game changer for you.
Yeah.
So mine is how not to be sick or vomit.
That's funny.
So I have a fear of vomit.
Yeah.
It's called emetophobia. It's a real thing. True. And weirdly, I have another friend, spitting facts, nothing but facts on this show. Mm-hmm. And we have another friend, a guy, who also has emetophobia. And we've talked about this. We are very rarely sick. I actually, even during my pregnancy, the first 3 months, I was nauseous for 4 hours every single day for 3 months, bang on the dot, but I didn't vomit once. And we've discussed this, my friend and I think it's because we never admit defeat. When you feel like you're going to be sick, first thing you should do not go to the bathroom. Because then that's like, well, I'm going to be sick now. You're not going to go into battle by like, I don't know.
Just walking in.
That wasn't a good metaphor.
The analogy doesn't make sense, but I know what you mean.
But I still maintain, don't give up.
Don't go to the scene of the crime, basically.
Never go to the scene of the crime. Don't go back to the scene of the crime.
If you don't want to commit a crime, don't go to the scene of the crime.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't go to where the crime would happen.
Yeah. Instead, a couple of things I do. Breathing. I take...
So, breathing. She breathes. This girl breathes.
Absolute game changer. Try breathing. No, I breathe slowly in and out, taking my time. Sometimes I count my breath, maybe count in for 5, out for 5, taking my thoughts
I am a big
away.
fan of control breathing. So
control breathing.
I'm on your side there.
Control breathing. I will wake you up.
Yeah.
I wake you up a lot. And I get you to just tell me anything. I just want you to speak.
Yeah. This is obviously when I'm asleep.
When he's asleep. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
When I'm asleep, mints help.
Mints, not mince. not beef mince. Not raw meat.
No, I'm not just eating raw meat and that helps me. But spearmints or chewing gum.
Peppermints.
Genuinely sucking on something really helps. It really concentrates, honestly.
Sucking on a mint, I swear.
Sucking a mint.
Whatever's in your mind, sucking on that, if anything, is going to make you gag more.
What?
Doesn't matter.
Sucking on it, yeah. But yeah, those are my tips for how to not be sick. Never admit defeat.
I think it's a big first one, isn't it? Psychological.
You're not going to be sick. Don't tell yourself you're not going to be sick. You're not going into that bathroom because you are not going to be sick. Okay? If anything, have a bin near you that you can if you really have to, but it means you don't have to go anywhere. Second one, take your mind off it, breathe. Control breathing. All good. Third one, mint.
As someone who doesn't mind being sick, I'm going to tell you right now, I love going to the bathroom, just getting it out of my system. Just get it out.
That's my worst nightmare.
Breathe it out.
It's my worst.
That's my breathing. I breathe it out. I breathe out.
No.
Old food, and I feel so much better.
No.
Rarely have I been sick and I don't feel immediately better.
No, yeah, I agree with that. Once I've been sick, then
I see the promised land. I see it. I'm like, how do I get there? I'm going to throw up that Chinese food I had earlier. That's how I get there.
That's my worst nightmare.
And I kind of psychologically enjoy it. Like, I kind of get an adrenaline rush when I'm sick.
What the fuck?
In the process of doing it, I'm like, this is great. Yeah.
You think this is great while you're being sick?
Yeah, it's just like, how rarely in life does food come out of your mouth?
Oh, no.
It's like a...
No.
Tori shaking her head. I just think it's a nice surprise. Probably 99.9% of the time stuff is going into my mouth. Once, twice a year, it comes out. Brilliant.
No.
Her phobia is so bad. When we used to live in West London, I was drunk and I was like in my 20s. I was like, I'm going to be sick. But I knew if I throw up in the house, you're going to hear me be sick and you're going to have a panic attack. So I intentionally threw up over a fence. I threw up over a fence in a garden.
That's love.
And I was like, I'll tell her about this the next day.
Yeah.
And she'll think that's the most romantic thing that anyone's ever done.
And I did.
There you go. All right.
Is being sick just throwing up?
Oh, vomiting.
Vomiting, okay.
Yeah, when you're being sorry, in the UK.
Is that a British thing?
Yeah, in the UK you can be sick, which is just to have an illness. But being sick also is vomiting, throwing up, hurling.
Ah.
You just learn.
Even
You
just
learn
that
something
word.
new. All right. That was good. My game changer?
Yeah.
My game changer is actually a tip for anyone visiting anyone and staying with them. And that is when you stay with friends in another country, another town, another city, unless you're there for work, I mean, if you're there for work, it's fine, but always come armed with stuff you want to do.
Yeah.
Because I love having people over. Anyone can stay with me who I know. You know, it's not an open invitation, but people I like can stay with me whenever they want if there's space. But I love it. Rather than I go, what do you want to do? I go,
I'm easy.
I'm easy.
I'll just fit into your
Being
life.
easy is the least easy thing you can be.
Yeah.
Don't think you're being easy. You're not, because then you're putting it on me to go, oh shit, I've got to come up with a list of stuff for this person to do. Get on TripAdvisor, get on Yelp, go, I want to see the outside of Brad Pitt's house. I want to see a bad Spider-Man on Hollywood Boulevard.
And then I want to go
Venice
to Disneyland.
Canals.
Yeah.
I want to go to Disneyland. Great. I'll facilitate that.
Yeah.
But my job
Agreed.
is not to curate your holiday.
No.
That's a travel
planner.
That's a travel agent.
Travel agent, yeah.
That's a travel agent. There's more of a concierge. I'm not a concierge. Either way, it's not my job. I live here.
Fully agree. It's really hard, especially because we're not even from here. Like, we've done like a couple of the like funny things, but we came here to work. We'll be working while you're there. We might take the time off while you're here, but we'd have to take off like time off before to plan your holiday in advance. Come armed.
Have a list. Some of them I'll come with. Some you can do on your own.
Yeah, even better if you want to do some stuff on your own. That's amazing. Like, you can take our car, like do whatever. But yeah, I think people think that they are being a burden if they're like, I want to do this and I want to do that, when actually it is so much easier to just be like, you want to do those things, I can 100% make those happen. I just can't research them on your behalf.
Yeah, exactly. I'll be the one. I know I'm a fixer, but I'm not an organizer.
Yeah. You are actually an organizer.
Well, I like organising, but not when I'm...
Not for someone... Yeah, exactly. Especially like our parents. My mum and dad came and they were like, whatever you want to do. And we were like, no.
No, they did say, Grand Canyon. We'll go Grand Canyon. We'll take days off.
Perfect.
Back in LA, then
Great.
it was like, what do you want to do? And your mum mainly liked to take photos of signs.
She took a lot of photos.
Not even like Rodeo Drive.
No, like pedexing.
Like, yeah, it says
pedestrian crossing.
Pedestrian crossing. It says PED-X-I-N-G. She was like, pedexing. And I was like, wow. But even again, like, she didn't say I wanted to take photos of signs. It happened because we had to
just drive around.
Organise.
And then at one point she asked us to like move our rear view mirror so she could take better photos. And we were like, no, because that's dangerous driving.
Yeah.
But yes, it is. Yeah, I think that's a really good game-changing tip.
It's great.
That is an absolute game changer.
Easy.
Yeah.
Enjoy that, guys. You're welcome. All right. We have a voice memo from a good friend and singer.
Credible actress, singer, and Pilates instructor.
It's all the things.
She's amazing.
How do I say the full name?
Jerin. I don't know how to say her last name.
That's so funny. I thought you... Forgie. Forgie?
Forgie?
It just never come up in conversation. I've never said it in conversation.
Well, I've never said my last name in conversation to her, I don't think.
All right. No, it's not. It's just funny that I just would assume you would... you were hoping I didn't... That's amazing.
Oh, wait, I wasn't going to say her last name.
Oh, dear. Jerin. But you have to say both names so people can then look them up online. How do we spell the last name?
Forgie.
There you go. Jerin Forgie. No, 4G sounds like she's
4G,
really
like
high
5G
speed
internet. Yeah.
Internet. Jerin Forgie, I think. Anyway, Jerin, here's her advice.
Okay, so I call this adult tummy time. You know how babies need to spend time on their tummies so the back of their heads don't get flat? Well, as adults, we need to spend time on our tummies so that our head and our shoulders don't get too rounded forward because we're constantly at computers or in the car or looking at our phones. And so if you don't want to be like permanently rounded in, you know, in your elder years of life, I suggest, you know, maybe read some of your book on the ground, tummy time, propped up on your elbows, or watch TV like that for a little bit. You know, obviously don't strain yourself, but a little bit of tummy time is always a good idea.
I love that.
That is amazing.
From a trained Pilates
Yeah,
instructor.
who's genuinely incredible. I cannot.
Ooh, I like that. I'm gonna.
That's
have to,
actually
I'm
really
now,
important.
as soon as you start saying it,
I know. I was like, oh, I'm so rounded. I'm so round. I'm like a C. My dad, you know, he's like 84.
About that. Yeah.
About that. I don't know. But he is unfortunately become, you know, his neck muscles have actually formed so that he is now fully rounded, basically, and he can't, to the point where he can't get his head back up, and the doctors are saying if it gets any worse he might not be able to eat because his throat is in such a constricted C curve. So that's actually,
We need to get him on his stomach.
we need to just get him to lie down. He'll never
When
get
we
back up again,
just
but
so it's
lie
quite,
down, Roy.
Quite funny going back to your mum and dad. We'll go back in like a couple of weeks. Just get him back and just get on the floor, Roy.
Lie down.
Lie down.
on your
Lie down
tummy.
on your front. Tummy time.
Yeah. But that is really
That
interesting.
is great. But combining it with reading a book, I think if you just walked into someone's house and you just saw them just like that, just like lying on their stomach,
face down.
just face down on the floor, I'd be like, "Are you all right?
All right, love.
Bit of adult tummy time." I'd be like, well, I see the benefits, but it just looks unusual.
But it makes sense, you know. We bend over forwards when we stretch, but we very rarely.
I do a bit of every morning. I do a bit of cat cow.
Cat cow is excellent.
Do
you know there's another one
go
that
your back
actually
like a cat? Is that a cat? Yeah, and
Yeah.
then a cow
that way.
which is on all fours, which doesn't really like a cow, but you know, I get it. It's catchy.
Maybe cows have, because they've got those big bellies, they do have a bit of
yeah.
a C that way.
Yeah.
And there's another one that Jerin actually taught me while we were doing Pilates called Sexy Cat, where it's like your dog looking for his tail. And you do that, but it's really good for the sides as well.
Interesting.
But it makes sense. You have to do everything both ways.
Look at that
Always.
posture advice.
I know. Vomit.
Travel. Posture.
All the big
topics covered.
The big topics.
Thank you, Jerin. Guys,
Thank you so much, Jerin.
If you want to hear us go through a listener bit of advice, get on anotherslice.com/. Absolute game changer. Every time I
Thought you were
forget,
gonna
the name
forget
of the podcast every time. Here's a game changer for you. Write down the name of the podcast and put it on your lap so you remember
it.
Bye, guys. Absolute game changer.